So unless you've been living under a rock for the past couple months, you've probably heard of the 12-3-30. But if you haven't, it's a treadmill routine by Giraldo where you walk at an incline of 12 for a speed of 3 miles per hour for 30 minutes. It doesn't seem that hard, right?
That was so hard, really hard. It was still really hard and I really wanted to quit. It does get really hard.
I've seen so many people rave about this treadmill routine and say they've seen amazing results, so I wanted to try it out for 7 days and let you guys know what my results were.
By the way, make sure to subscribe and follow me on Instagram if you guys are not already. I'd love for you to join the fam. 12-3-30, let's go. That was so hard. I was literally dripping sweat. I don't think I've ever sweat so much from like a low intensity exercise. Oh my gosh, like my boobs are dripping sweat. My sports bra, I need a change. But it did go really well. I would say around like the 3-minute mark maybe was when I was like, okay, this is getting really hard. There's times where you're like, oh my god, I just want to quit. But one thing that I found was really helpful was going on my phone. I would still do it, but I wouldn't be holding the handlebars because you're not supposed to hold the handlebars. That would help me like keep my hands busy so I wasn't grabbing for the handlebars. Responding to your guys' comments on my videos is like the best thing for that. I'm like texting someone kind of, you know, it just keeps me busy. Also, another thing to note, a lot of you guys that have done this as well, so that you guys experience the same thing every time, because I've done this a few times before because I just wanted to see if I could mentally do it for this video, but every time I've done it, every freaking treadmill is full. It's so annoying. I swear to god, there's like this group of friends that go every time, because I go a different time and they're always there when I'm there, and they take up every treadmill, so then I have to go to the bad treadmills, and the bad treadmills are so annoying because they don't like to stay at the elevation. They like to go down, so then I kept having to move it back. It was just so annoying. I did do it. I didn't cheat. I kept like moving it back up to 12 and to 3. That's something to note, that this challenge is like really popular right now. So every time I go to the gym, every treadmill is taken and everyone's on an incline of 12 and at a speed of 3. So you won't be alone, but you need to get there at a time where people are taking up the treadmills, or else you'll get the bad treadmill like me. I've only gotten the good treadmill once, and that was like the middle of the day when people were eating lunch when I got it, so note that. I'm literally dripping sweat. I feel soaked. My mask is wet under this. It's a little bit later, got ready, I showered and everything, but really hard. Every single time I do it, while I'm doing it, I'm like, oh my gosh, this is so hard. And then when I'm done, I'm like, that was not hard at all. But then while I'm doing it, like I do it again and I'm like, wait, this was so much harder than I remember. Like this is like a constant cycle of me forgetting how hard it is and then me doing it. I'm like, it went well. I'm excited for the next couple days. If I had just finished this workout 2 seconds ago, I would not be excited. I finally got the good treadmill. There was one open and I got it. So it made it so much easier having a good treadmill. There was like the fan attached to it, which made it 1,000 times easier. Don't get me wrong, it was still really hard and I really wanted to quit. I feel like the entire time I do it, I'm like, I want to quit. But then I remember, I'm like, I've done it before and I didn't quit, so I can't quit now. I'm better at it now than I used to be. That's my motivation. I used to do this over the summer when I'd walk on a treadmill. I wouldn't walk on an incline. I would just walk for long periods of time at a fast pace, and I would watch concerts on YouTube. I'm watching like the Taylor Swift 1989 concert. That really helps me kind of like distract myself, because I feel like the hardest part is it's 30 minutes doing one thing and it's kind of boring. It's like hard and boring, so you're like, I don't want to do this. You're listening to the music but you're also watching something, so like your mind is busy. You can just keep walking. That helped me a lot today. So I honestly think the biggest thing for this challenge, not challenge, like routine, is just kind of like distracting your mind so you can just grind it out. Right now I'm like, I'm totally fine. That was so easy. But while I was doing it, I was like, this is the freaking hardest thing I've ever done in my entire life. I finally recorded the walk on my Apple Watch to see like how many calories and stuff I burned doing it, because I was kind of curious. I started it like a little bit in by accident because I was like, oh, I should do this. So this was recorded for 29 minutes and 15 seconds. Like I said, I recorded like a little bit later. 1.02 miles, 283 active calories and 327 total calories. It's about a good like 300 calorie workout for 30 minutes, so about 100 calories every 10 minutes. Math. Excited to keep doing it. I'm shocked that I woke up early on a Sunday to do this. It was still really hard. I had one of the bad treadmills today, but I feel like it's gotten a little bit easier where I'm like, oh, and I looked at my treadmill and I was like, I only have 10 minutes left now. Oh my gosh. My stamina is increasing and I'm just getting better at it, but it's still hard and I still sweat so much. I noticed that I'm drinking less water, which to me is like my indicator of how hard it is. If I'm drinking a ton of water, I'm like, this is so hard. But if I'm not drinking a ton of water, I'm like, okay, I'm getting better. And I didn't drink a ton today. I also weighed myself. I was curious, and I've lost 1 pound so far since starting this, which is pretty significant considering it hasn't even been a week yet. I'm curious to see how the end of the week goes. It always gets really hard by the 3-minute mark, but I feel like I'm just grinding through it. I'm doing better. It's so much easier when I have a good treadmill. We're almost done with the week, but I really did enjoy it today. It does get really hard every time. I'm like, oh, this is so much harder than I remember. My calves always hurt, which I feel like I always forget to mention, which is very understandable because we're going at an incline, but I've really been enjoying it. Honestly, I feel like I've been looking forward to doing the 12-3-30 because it honestly feels like it's my me time. Like, I watch YouTube videos that I normally wouldn't have time to watch, and I respond to your guys' comments on my videos, and it really is just like a time where it's like all about me, which I love. I saw this TikTok about people who they do it and they only think of like affirmations and things that like make them feel good about themselves during this like walk time. So I might try that out tomorrow if I can remember, but I thought that was a really great idea, and I honestly just love it because I'm working out, like improving myself, but also just like having some time for myself where I'm not thinking about every single thing that I need to do throughout the day. It's been great for my body and my mental health. A win-win. Just finished my 7th day. Honestly, I've done 2 challenges. I've done a gallon a day and then I've done a mile a day for 30 days. And this one so far is my favorite. I just feel like it's the easiest to do. It's the most obtainable and sustainable. Today, it was really great. I always respond to comments. I feel like I probably said that a million times. I was able to like respond to comments for 20 minutes straight without even realizing that I was in, well, always after the 3rd minute, I'm like, this is rough. But then after that, it gets better. So yeah, if you're gonna try this out, stick through the first 10 minutes and after that, it gets a lot easier. I'm having so much fun doing it, and I'm definitely going to be doing it again after this video. I'm probably going to be doing it for a full month, so video to come, but I really liked it. And last day, cue my whole thoughts. So after doing the 12-3-30 for a week, what are my thoughts? I actually need to pull my thoughts up because I wrote them down. Overall, I love it. This is the only challenge out of the 3 that I've done now that I actually continue to do after the challenge is over. I've been doing this for about 2 months now and I absolutely adore it. I think the thing about this challenge that makes you want to do it again is it's hard, but it's not hard enough that you're like, okay, I can never do this again. Because I said in the video, and I've talked to so many people who agree with me about this, you get in this mindset while you're doing it, you're like, oh my gosh, this is hard. But by the end of the 30 minutes, you're like, oh, it's not that hard. After you get over the first 15 minutes, it becomes so much easier. And I think that's why in my head, like I can keep going the mindset of like, this isn't hard. And I keep wanting to go. I look forward to it. It's honestly like my me time. I watch TV shows, I watch YouTube, I respond to your guys' comments, I scroll on TikTok and Instagram. It's honestly just a time where I can just like mindless things, but like be exercising while I do it. I came to this realization and I think it describes this workout routine perfectly. If you want something that is more than walking, but less than running, this is it for you. I feel like I've always wanted something that's a little bit more intense than walking, but I absolutely hate running. And I think this is the perfect in between where you feel like you're walking but you're burning more calories and you're sweating more but you're not exhausted like you would be if you were running. If you're looking for something in between those two, this is seriously it. I cannot rave to you guys enough about how much I love this treadmill routine. Lauren Giraldo, girl, you rock. If there was a 12-3-30 cult, I would be a part of it easily, like without a doubt. Before we talk about the results of this, there is one thing I wanted to mention. This was a 7-day challenge, but I did it in 9 days, so I took 2 days off. At first, I was planning on doing 7 days straight, but then life got in the way. So it did take me 9 days, but I actually think it's a good thing because I'm not gonna do something in an unsustainable way, like working out 7 days in a row. For some people that works for me, and I'm assuming a lot of other people, I don't have time every single day of the week to work out. Sometimes I like to take rest days. I didn't want to show you guys in an unsustainable way and then expect you guys to replicate it in a more sustainable way and then you guys don't get the same results. I ended up doing this with 2 rest days. That's honestly how I work out whether or not I'm doing a challenge. So I did show you guys it in a sustainable way, but I am sorry it's not 7 days straight. I also did not take before and after photos for the week. I meant to and then I just like completely forgot, but I did take before and after photos for the month. Let me know if you guys want me to do a video on doing this for a full month to see like how much weight I lost. There's actually quite a few things I learned outside of doing it for this 1 week, doing it for the rest of the month. So if you guys want to see that video, let me know. I also did not change anything in my routine other than how much I walked on the treadmills. I ate the same that I normally would. I drank the same amount of water. Every single thing was the same. I just added this routine on top of my life. So in about 9 days, I lost 2 pounds, which I think is decently well for like about a week and a half span. I would say it's like 1.5 pounds a week. I don't think that's like anything insane crazy, but I don't think that's anything that's like super duper unhealthy. So I was kind of shocked. I was like, okay, for working out 30 minutes for 7 days, I lost 2 pounds, like pretty crazy. Overall, I would 100% recommend trying out the 12-3-30. So let me know if you guys want me to upload the video of me doing this for an entire month to see my results for the entire month and anything that I've learned. If you're not already subscribed, make sure you subscribe. I love you and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.